Destiny of Manifest by Destiny, and today I'll be doing an unboxing of the Halloween Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And on the packaging it says lifting the veil between the worlds every night. I purchased this Oracle deck from Books A Million for $22.95. It is considered a body and mind astrology divination system. As you can tell by the size of the box, the cards are probably most likely going to be rather large. I noticed once I put my ring light on that there's pumpkins, ghosts, cats, bats, witches' hats, brooms, cauldrons, all on the front of the box. And on the back, of course, we have some sample imagery of the cards. We have that same tagline or claim to fame, experience the scariest night of the year every night. That is definitely something that I believe this Halloween Oracle is going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and burn some Palo Santo and open the box. I like the box so far. It feels nice and matte. I think that's why I didn't notice the little artwork on it. The pictures of the bats and the ghosts and everything. This deck, oh, this Palo Santo is all up in my nose. I'm burning it on a shell. This deck is published by Blue Angel Publishing. I'll put the date of the publishing down below. So before I open the box, of course, I like to read the back of the packaging. It says, unleash your inner monster and trick or treat your way into a connection with the most magical and scary night of the year, Halloween. Festivals of the dead like Halloween have been celebrated for thousands of years across many different world cultures. They serve to honor those who have passed and to celebrate death as a natural part of life and an opportunity to welcome in a new beginning. This deck is published by Blue Angel Publishing. I'll put the date of the publishing down below. So before I open the box, of course, I like to read the back of the packaging. It says, unleash your inner monster and trick or treat your way into a connection with the most magical and scary night of the year, Halloween. Festivals of the dead like Halloween have been celebrated for thousands of years across many different world cultures. They serve to honor those who have passed and to celebrate death as a natural part of life and an opportunity to welcome in a new beginning. During Samhain, the ancient Celtic festival from which Halloween originates, the veil between the world and the next was believed to be at its thinnest, and so since the very beginning, Halloween has been an occasion for effective and potent divination. I think that's what really makes this experience the scary night of the year every year. It would have been cool if it would have said experience the most effective and potent night for divination of the year every year, or whatever. I think that would have been really cool, because I think that is basically really what this deck is going to do. So yeah, you get a other side or get a glimpse into your future. Now you can harness the eerie power of Halloween every night of year, encountering black cats, vampires, zombies, witches, werewolves, jack-o'-lanterns, skeletons, mummies, and characters from the Mexican Day of the Dead tradition, including Lady de los Muertos, exquisite candy skulls, and more. Each of the 36, so now we know there's 36 cards in here, richly illustrated cards has an accompanying meaning in the guidebook that features rhyming couplets. So it's like something you could even turn into a song, poetry. Okay, like those used in ancient storytelling, as well as a message of divination for you based on aspects of the Halloween tradition. And This deck that I have was printed in 2019. Originally, the first Halloween Oracle was published in 2014. Okay, so if you watch my Sacred Oracle Visions or Sacred Vision Oracle card unboxing, I had the hardest time getting the box apart. So it wasn't just me. That was a very like strong, sturdy box. As you can see, this has the little holes for you to put your fingers, but it still slides right apart. Slide it apart. Inside the top of the deck, there is no wording, no opening words, no prayers, no incantations. So I'm gonna put this off to the side. It did come with a like sheet of paper, probably just something to separate this, like a separator. So you get a free sheet of paper that you can put in your book of shadows or something. On top, we have the guidebook. It is the exact like replica of the cover. The cover is the exact replica of the guidebook, vice versa. It just doesn't have that lifting the veils between the worlds every night at the bottom. It has guidebook. And there is no ribbon to pull it out. I really like having those in my decks. Just makes it easier if you store your guidebook and your cards inside of a deck. But you can always like try to flip it up like this or literally just turn the box over. So we're going to look at the guidebook. As you can see, it is not too thick. Let's see how many pages are in here. There's 80 pages in this guidebook. I like this because it's something that you could put in your purse and take with you. Even though I don't know if I recommend that because I did lose my Eternal Crystals Oracle guidebook. That's by Blue Angel Publishing as well. But yeah, I lost that. Pretty sad day. So let's go ahead and get into the guidebook. There's nothing like creasing the first page of the book when you open it. First page gives you the name of the Oracle deck, Lifting the Veil Between the Worlds Every Night. This like subheading, Stacey DeMarco, who is the author, and Blue Angel Publishing. Then we have the business side, the Halloween Oracle. Like I said, it was printed originally in 2014, reprinted in 2019. At least my deck was. So here on the next page, we have the dedication. This deck is dedicated to all those who still love to play on All Hallows Eve. May the jack-o'-lanterns burn brightly for you. Then we go into the contents. We have the Trick or Treat, Truth or Dare, a little about the scariest night of the year. Then we go into how to use this deck, dedicating your cards. Then we go through the cards, 36 cards. We end with information about the author, and then also available from Blue Angel Publishing, so other decks that have been published by Blue Angel Publishing. So here's a nice view of the contents page in the content section of this book. I'm going to go ahead and keep going. Oh, I like the imagery so far. It's very, very detailed. So this is the section about Trick or Treat, Truth or Dare, the little about scariest night of the year. So just information about Halloween, about death, about how death is celebrated in different cultures. Also about Samhain, Halloween, All Hallows Eve, the veil. I saw something about crystal balls. So I'm sure it's talking about like divination and everything. Then we get a little insert on how to use this deck, the single card divination layout, the Halloween 3-card draw, the jack-o'-lantern divination. I like that it's keeping up with like the Halloween or All Hallows Eve theme. Then we have a way for you to dedicate your cards. And it says like many people like to dedicate their card decks, make their decks cleanly theirs, and allow them. Oh, and then she just like suggests a type of dedication where you use like bay leaves, sage, frankincense, basically something to smudge, salt, preferably sea salt to cleanse, and a silver candle. I'm sure that is to connect it maybe to the divine. And then she gives you like a a chant or an incantation. What is that she said? The rhyming quartets. And then next we get into the cards. And there is the black cat welcoming us into this beautiful journey we're about to take. So let's look at the first page of the guide, or let's look at one of the first cards. Ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. I walk in their footsteps, their wisdom inside me remains. I am unique, yet carry a legacy, their blood runs in my veins. So that's like the little quartet, the rhyming quartet that you could use. And then it gives you a like 3-paragraph description of the card. And it does that for all 36 cards. Let's see. And that goes on until we get to about the author, Stacey DeMarco. And I did recently unbox her Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. So I will link that video up in the left-hand corner. Don't forget to check that out. Or I think it's the right-hand corner. Yeah, but it's up there. It'll be linked in the description box and at the end of the video. We have her website, The Modern Witch. Then we have the Gods and Titans Oracle, which is also by Stacey. Like I said, it just goes into other decks that are published by Blue Angel Publishing. Then we have Goddess and Sirens Oracle. This is by Stacey as well. Both of these decks are illustrated by Jimmy Manton. Next we have the Earth Power Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. And this was illustrated by Jimmy Manton as well. Then we have the Les Vampires Oracle by Lucy Cavendish. And the artwork was done by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. And then at the end, we just have, for more information, visit their website, Blue Angel Publishing. And on the back, Blue Angel Publishing, and then those little, like, shiny characters on the matte book. So let's go ahead and look at the cards. As you can see, it is nice and glossy. On the back, we have the plastic separator. I'm just going to slide it off. And as you can see, compared to my hands, the cards are rather large, like they fit over both of my palms. So those are very big cards. The cards do have that same design through and through from the packaging in the guidebook, except it's not matte, it's glossy, and the little characters are more of a gray color so they can show up on the black background. So here is the first card, the Ancestors card, the love and legacy of our DNA. As you can see, it's a very detailed illustration. We have the DNA here, we have the tree, we have the roots. Great representation of the ancestors. I'm going to go ahead and read the guidebook explanation of this card, and then we'll go ahead and flip through the rest of the cards. And I just like to read at least one of the cards' explanation so you can understand or get a sample of the language, the tone that's used. Ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. I walk in their footsteps, their wisdom inside me remains. I am unique, yet carry a legacy. Their blood runs in my veins. Whether or not we know our ancestors, we are the product of those who have lived before us, DNA-wise. Externally, we may have the blood type of our father, our mother's eyes, our grandmother's nose, our great-grandfather's skin tone. On the inside, it gets even more interesting. On the inside, it gets even more interesting. We know now that we can inherit the way our body works, blood types, genetic disorders, even propensities for aspects of brain function like introversion, musicality, and mathematics. Many pagan paths associated with Halloween believe that we are born perfectly imperfect to be exactly what we are meant to be. What does this mean? It means that gifts of our ancestors have left us and the unique synergy of the combination of the physical, mental, and physical that is created within us sets us up perfectly to achieve our ultimate purpose. Should the ancestor card bring itself to your attention, know that you are ready and able to action your birthright of power. You have the support of those who came before you. There may be challenges or struggles, but you have everything you need to overcome them. You will prevail. So it's very like down to earth, almost conversational, empowering card. Or explanation, like language used. I was just looking at the sky. It's so dreary today. It's so cold in the NC. So let's go ahead and go through these cards. And I will, as you can see, they're nice and shiny. There's the light over there. They do not have numbers on them, so you don't have to worry about like numerology when you're pulling these cards, I guess. Ancestors, the love and legacy of your DNA. Apple, risk and reward. Barambrack, sweetness and synergy. Looks like bread. Black cat, fortune meets opportunity. Look at those eyes. Cauldron, synergy and healing. Dawn, the light after the darkness. Death, the eternal cycle begins here. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Forgiveness, reducing burden. That's a good card. Ghost, regret. Graveyard, unnecessary fear. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and homes. Invisibility, authenticity. Jack-o'-lantern, protection. Joy, rejoicing in the present. Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. Midnight, the most magical hour of all. Mummy, change. Night Song, hidden talents. And I'm so happy to see this guy here because I was about to start asking around for decks that had imagery of cardinals in it. Owl, wise saying, wise action. Skeleton, strength. Skull of darkness, blind spots. Oh, I like that. I like that. Skull of flowers, creating through the ashes. As you can see, this is the card that is on the guidebook's front cover, as well as the outside packaging, the actual tarot box. I will stop here and show you like how the cards, they have that different border of coloring. Like the Skull of Flowers is pink. I have a blue one, a tan, an olive. It really just channels that most dominant color and does the border. And that's what I'm saying. That's what the illustrator does. Right now, I'm not sure who the illustrator is, but I will link that right now. Skull of Light Illumination. I like that there's many different types of skulls here. Oh, yes, Skull of Stars. Infinite Possibilities. Spider. Community and Web Weaving. Trick or Treat. Trick or treat, smell my feet. Trick or Treat, Mischief and Play. I went to New Orleans for Halloween last year, and I just hope I can make it back there someday for that. The Underworld. Look at that pomegranate. I love this symbolism here. The connections. So the underworld, where all things pause and begin again. Vampire. Emotional intelligence. Oh, I was just talking about emotional intelligence yesterday in my weekly reading. The Veil. The Future. Werewolf Exploring Wilderness. Or excuse me. Werewolf Exploring Wildness. Winter. Winter, the sacredness of pausing. Pulled this card yesterday in my reading. Or winter card from the Angels and Ancestors Oracle. The Witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. And lastly, card number 36 is Zombie Control. So I do kind of have them just spread out over the table so I can get a feel for them. I'm going to shuffle them up. I'm not going to do a reading with them. I want to get to know them better, but I will shuffle them to let you know how they shuffle. My camera is on the table today, so it may shake the camera a little bit. They're pretty good at shuffling. They're tight though. They need to like be loosened up a little bit. But I do feel like I could shuffle these. As always, they're big for my hand, but that's expected for little hand people. People with smaller hands. So yeah, I like these cards. I like that they're glossy because that does kind of help them to slide around a little bit more. In terms of the imagery, I do like how it's very detailed. Like that looks like that could be my wrist. The creasing, the shading, beautiful. So all in all, I'll do my things that I like about this deck. One thing I like, one thing I would change, and something that I hope to gain from this deck. I definitely hope to gain a deeper connection to Samhain by using this deck. And just connecting more to the shadow side, the side that may sometimes get blocked by the veil. I do really like that. I like the wording. I like the wording that's used for the keywords on the cards. It's simple enough that it's not too wordy. It's not too much words on the cards, but so it gives your intuition the ability to react and to read and to step forth. But at the same time, they use the precise, right? Like they use the exact word that you needed to get that click in your head with the imagery. So yeah, the imagery and the keywords are very on spot. One thing I would change, let me see. I really don't know. I would add numbers because I do like to see the numerology when I'm pulling cards, because that does matter. But this, I feel like it's very good for being a like secondary deck that you use in a reading. Like it could really help, supplementary deck, whatever you call it. One thing I would change is maybe more, I would like to see it as like humans as these things since it's Halloween costumes. And maybe more from this culture, because I thought I was going to have more coming from here. I imagine maybe the explanations will tie it in more, but this is like the only Mexican, native, indigenous type of card that I've seen. I hope you all enjoyed this unboxing. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. Comment down below on what you enjoyed from this deck. If you have this deck, what you don't like about this deck. If you would like to see a reading with this deck, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell. As always, it's me, Destiny of Manifest by Destiny. I'm talking with my hands. Until next time, bye everyone.
Yeah, to stimulate my mind with some metaphysical, fire breathing conversation.